Good morning, students. Today we will learn how to draw the vertical section of skin. So let us just start with it. As you know that skin is made up of epidermis and dermis. So let us draw the epidermis, the outer layer of epidermis first. So this is the outer layer of epidermis, that is the stratum corneum. We will label it as stratum corneum. Stratum corneum is the outermost layer of epidermis. Skin is made up of outer layer epidermis and inner layer dermis, and epidermis further is made up of three layers. Outermost layer of the epidermis is stratum corneum. Inner to the stratum corneum we have is a thin layer of granular layer, what we call it as. A thin layer which is called as granular layer. So this is under the stratum corneum, and this layer of skin is called granular layer. It is the part of epidermis, middle layer of epidermis. So let us just label this one also. This is our granular layer. Now let us go further. The innermost layer of epidermis, that is the stratum malpighi. Stratum malpighi, it is having these kind of structures which are forming the papilla. So let us just draw stratum malpighi. You have to show the different layers with different kind of cells. The depiction should be different so that we can make out which one is the stratum malpighi, which one is the stratum corneum, and the third one, that is the granular layer. So just draw the different kind of cells. So this way you can just fill up whole of the Malpighian layer. It is also called Malpighian layer, stratum malpighi, or it is also called the germinative layer. Right? So you can just fill this whole thing with the cells of the Malpighian layer. Right? The depiction of the cells has to be different so that you can just make out which one is the stratum malpighi and which one is the stratum corneum. So just fill this with this kind of cells, right? And you all have to practice the diagram. The vertical section of skin, you have to practice, you have to draw yourself, practice it many times, then only you will be able to memorize and draw it properly. Diagrams are basically making you understand the concept with much clarity, right? So this one, this way you can just show that these are the cells of Malpighian layer, okay, which is the innermost layer of the epidermis. So it is many layered thick, and as you know that Malpighian layer is a layer where the cells are dividing and making the new cells. the new fresh cells are formed from this Malpighian layer. So let us just label it as stratum Malpighi. You could label. I am labeling it as Malpighian layer. So Malpighian layer or stratum Malpighi. Right? Okay, these are the three layers of epidermis. Outermost layer is stratum corneum, middle layer granular, which is not much thick, is granular layer, and the innermost layer of the epidermis is Malpighian layer. Right? Okay, now let us start with the dermis. In the dermis, we have so many derivatives of the skin. We have various glands, we have hair, we have nail. So all these derivatives of the skin, a few of them we are going to draw. So let us just start with the hair. So here you will draw, right? So hair is present, the root of the hair is present inside the dermis. Dermis is the inner layer, outer layer of the skin is epidermis, and dermis is inner layer. Inner layer of dermis, it is having this various derivatives of the skin. One of the derivatives is this hair. So this is the root of the hair. Root of the hair is inside the dermis. So let us just draw the various parts of the hair now. So this outer part of the hair which is coming above the skin, this is called the hair shaft. Hair shaft is the part of the hair which is visible to us, which is coming outside the skin, right? Now the hair is embedded inside the dermis. Now this is called the hair root, which is present inside the dermis, and the hair root at the bottom is swollen, and this is forming the hair bulb, but we call it as hair bulb. So this is your hair bulb, you can label it as. Hair bulb. Now hair is being provided nourishment by a layer called hair follicle. So let us just draw the hair follicle. So this is a, right, this kind of layer is here which is providing nourishment to the hair. Hair are also growing, right? They get nourishment. So hair follicle, it is responsible for growth, proper growth of the hair. So this way you can draw, right? So let us just complete this part of the epidermis, right? So it is something like this, right? So now this layer is called the follicle. Hair follicle is providing nourishment to the hair, and it is responsible for proper growth and development of the hair. So this is your hair follicle, right? Okay, then we have is, let us draw the glands, various glands which are present. So we have is the sebaceous gland. Sebaceous glands are usually present at the base, they are connecting, they are providing sebum, and this oily secretion is usually present along with the hair, or they may be present without, not necessarily at the base of the hair, but usually they are present at the base of the hair. So let us just draw the sebaceous gland. So this kind of gland you can make. So this is our sebaceous gland. Sebaceous glands are the glands which are providing sebum, and oily secretion is coming out from them. That is called the sebum. So sebaceous gland. Right? Sebaceous glands are providing sebum, the oily secretion. Okay. Then we have is, let us draw the sweat gland. Sweat gland is a coiled gland. Okay, it is having a structure like a coiled, right? So you can just make it like this. It is highly coiled. And there is a duct from this sweat gland which is coming out, and this duct is going up in the epidermis, right? A duct from the sweat gland is going up in the epidermis, right, and is opening at the surface of the skin. So let us just draw this, right? So this is the duct of the sweat gland which is coming from the sweat gland. Sweat gland is giving out a duct, and this duct is going up in the epidermis and is opening at the surface of the skin. So this opening of the sweat gland at the surface of the skin is called sweat pore. Right? And this is your sweat gland, right? So this is your sweat gland. Okay, further again let us come to the hair. This hair is there. Now hair which is present inside the hair follicle, right? And this is a hair follicle. So hair is present inside the hair follicle. Now this hair, this is the hair, right? You can color it out also. This hair is getting nourishment from the hair follicle, right? And this is the hair papilla, right? Hair papilla. Okay, now the hair is causing piloerection at times, goose flesh. That is, it becomes straight to the surface of the skin. It becomes vertical to the surface of the skin. That is because of the contraction of erector muscle. So erector muscle you can draw. So it is connecting the base of the hair to the other side. So these muscles are there. Now the contraction of these muscles are called the erector muscles. Erector muscles. Erector muscles, when they contract, they make the hair stand straight on the surface of the skin. This occurs during winters or during some emotion, right? Okay, now let us draw the blood vessels and nerves which may be present in the dermis of the skin. So we have various arteries and veins. Arteries are the blood vessels which are carrying the oxygenated blood, and veins are the blood vessels which are carrying the deoxygenated blood. All these blood vessels are obviously present in your skin. They are providing nourishment to your skin. So this one we can label it as artery, and this one we can label it as vein. Arteries and veins, from where the various processes are going up in the skin and they are providing nourishment, right? Various branches of these arteries and veins are going up in the skin, right? Okay, after that let us draw the fat globules. There are fat droplets. We know subcutaneous fat is there which is present in the skin. So fat deposits are at times present in the skin. So these are the fat droplets, or you can say stored fat, which is forming the subcutaneous fat in the skin. Okay, now there are certain nerves. The skin is obviously having the supply of blood vessels and nerves. So nerves can be shown here. Nerves are present all over. They are present all over the skin. So these are all nerves which you can show it at various places. Right? Nerves may be having the presence of nerve cells, right? So these are all sensory corpuscles which may be present at various places which are giving you sensations. So these are sensory corpuscles. Sensory corpuscles. So that's all about the vertical section of skin, children. Let us just revise it. So we have learned that the skin is having two layers. Outer layer is the epidermis and inner layer is the dermis. So outer layer, epidermis, is further made up of three layers. Outermost layer of epidermis is stratum corneum. Middle layer, which is very thin layer, is granular layer. And the innermost layer of epidermis is Malpighian layer. Malpighian layer, the cells are living and dividing and giving rise to new cells, right? And then we have is the inner layer of skin, which is the dermis. Dermis is having the presence of so many derivatives of the skin. We have is the hair, we have is the sebaceous gland, sweat gland, fat droplets are there. We have is the sensory corpuscles. We have the blood supply, arteries and veins are present in the dermis region. Then we have is the nerves which are present in the dermis region, right? So lastly, you can just see. So these three parts are the parts of epidermis, what is forming the epidermis of the skin. And then inner to the epidermis, this whole thing, whatever we have drawn, are the parts of dermis. So this is all about, children, about the vertical section of skin. Thank you.